Hello viewers. Hello viewers. So I've been talking to myself for for 5 minutes. Hello Mad Max. Hello John. Right, okay, so we're here now and the mic is working. It's all good. Uh, Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you both. And I was just saying earlier that there's a bit of practice going on here just for the weekly races rather than the FIA at the moment. I thought I might have got a weekly race or two. But I'm not quite high enough on my qualifying. The problem with these weekly races is the effort that goes into quali is so important. There's just no point racing if you're not qualifying high enough. And at the moment, I don't have the time to do the quali laps required to post me in a position that is that's a waste of time. Restart the lap. I haven't posted a quali lap that's good enough yet, and so there's just no point racing. Starts me at like 10th on the grid, and then you have no chance basically. I mean the other day I was starting at 14th, always overtaking cars in the race, but unfortunately Gran Turismo doesn't record your success in the race relative to where you start, which I think is slightly incorrect. Hello Rob. Audio's working. Let me know if you can hear me okay now, guys. If the balance is alright on the audio. You can always quieten down the game. Got that wrong. Right, let's see now. Let's see if we can put a lap together here and try and improve. Such a long lap, but when you make a mistake right near the end, it's, as I did just before doing this stream, it was so frustrating. Yes, you're absolutely right, Mad Max, about the sub 40 seconds. Very challenging though to do that. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that personally. Damn, got that wrong. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to get a sub 40-second lap. If I can do a 7:42, that will be enough to move me ahead 1 or 2 places on the grid and make it worth doing a race. Blimey, the braking is tricky there sometimes. Hope I get away with that. No, I didn't. Brilliant, thank you. Oh, such a slight touch as well. I've got to relax more, that's what it is. I'm feeling quite impatient to just get this done because it's such long laps. Rob saying if I've done any race C this week. I haven't. No, I'm not good enough at that track, and I don't have the time to practice it. So I decided to skip it this week. It's a shame because I much prefer doing races where there's some strategy. But unfortunately for me, I don't know Bathurst well enough, and it takes quite a lot of practice. So and I'm not going to get rid of that time penalty, am I? Which is a real pain. Oh, I've done it wrong. Oh, it didn't go. It didn't go. That's literally damaged my speed down the straight now because I was holding off for so long. Ah, so frustrating. Almost, almost. We'll see if it goes in the next braking point. We lost speed all the way down here, which is a real shame there. Well, we've improved a bit, haven't we? We've done a 7:42 there. So let's exit for a second. And we'll look at the races and we'll see if we would have got a 7:40, I think, had we not made that mistake there. So getting quicker. As you can see, it's my one lap. So not the end of the world. And we'll see when the next race is. Let's take a look. Come on, and we'll have a look at a race. If I'm racing today, my plan is to race clean. So yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Now, Rob was saying darkness adds extra difficulty. It does add extra difficulty, and it's a circuit. It needs a lot of practice. You know, I went on it. I'm like, you can see a 2:06. I don't know where guys are getting like 2-minute lap times from. 1:59. So I would need to do so much practice that I realised it's not even worth me even bothering with, basically. Entry period in 2 minutes. So we'll enter the next race. We'll have a go. And we'll see if a 7:42 isn't good enough. Where do we want to be on the grid? Top 6. If we're top 6 on the grid, it's worth doing the race. If we're outside the top 6, it ain't worth it. You know, the top 2 are going to be amazing. They're long gone. I'm never going to get first or second. But if I can at least be top 6, I know that third place is always in the offing in a race. So we're going to see how we get on. I've moved my mic a bit to make it a bit clearer for you guys. Hopefully it's sounding a little bit better. JD Max, races C and B are my choices this week. Absolutely. Race A, I've watched a few people playing Race A, and it's just bumper car fest. No one can get past anyone. And I realised, you know, it's just no point doing Race A. I love the idea of Race A. I mean, I like the whole Ridge Racer style track. But again, some of the speed elements aren't entirely clear to me. I'd need to do lots and lots and lots of laps and try and figure out where the speed is, basically. So I'm going to wait and see. And we'll see how we get on in this race as well in a moment. Not long now. Don't want to go into the lap because there's really no point. Race A is a DRSR killer. It is Mad Max. I mean, I've literally seen, I saw Tidney racing and a couple of other YouTubers, good racers. King Jev chap was racing, and he had this guy who would literally just cut him off. Literally terrible driver. And he's the worst I've seen he was up against. So I just thought, well, I'm avoiding that race. At least with this race, yeah, well, I quite like the first Tokyo track that we were doing when I was first starting online, the first couple of them, because the track was wide enough that someone could make a mistake and you could get past them. But the trouble with this particular one is it's so narrow at 2 lanes that if someone makes a mistake, they can quickly just bounce on to cross the lanes. And also the penalty system doesn't seem to keep up very well on that Tokyo track. So everybody's getting penalties and it's all a bit all over the place. At least with a track like this, there's so many areas to just fall off the track, basically. I mean, this is really hard car to drive on this track. The car is quite rigid on these hard tyres. Not very grippy. And how long have we got to the race? Let's see. We'll do a qualifying time trial. Don't think we'll have enough time to actually do a lap, will we? Come on, thinking about it. Come on, take your 15 minutes. Oh, we do. Let's do some laps then while we wait for the race, and then we'll have a race, shall we? Why not? Why not, viewers? Make it a bit more exciting. I kind of wish the race was like 2 laps long, and that there was, or 3 laps even. There was a chance for pit stop. Yeah. A lot of these weekly races are so short, and even to an extent, the FIA races, I kind of wish they were, you know, I don't know, sort of double the length they actually are. I think they're still too short, the FIA races, to really use strategy. The strategy being used is quite basic, you know, pit now or pit next lap. You know, there's not a lot to it in that sense. And I think the longer the race, the more chance there is for racing drivers like myself to work their way through the pack. Especially understanding worn tyres. A bit too deep into that corner then. Just need to brake 1 metre earlier. We'll have saved a bit of time. tricky course, especially in this car. I'll answer your questions in just a moment, guys. Just trying to see if I can put in a better lap here. Made a mistake there, just understeered into the corner a little bit, lost time all the way down here. It's frustrating. Took a bit too much speed off there. Not a good section. Just concentrating a bit here, guys. Sorry about that. I'll be right with you. Want a better lap here if we can only do these last few sections right. pressure. So I'm going to take this calmly. Understeer like crazy. Damn. Well, a better time anyway. I felt we had more in us there. So, I tell you, these top guys are top guys. Damn. Rob saying this car's seriously grippy tyres in real life. Yeah, well this, we are running with the hard tyres here, so these tyres are not very grippy in the comparison sort of scheme of things basically. But that's our one lap, we've improved a bit. We've got a 741 in us. I made a few mistakes in that lap. Got a 740. I think if I really pushed hard, I can do a 739 if I did sort of 10 laps. But getting into 7-minute 30s is you know, really sort of pushing hard on every corner and getting it right. So now I'm going to go through some of your chat. Now, JD Max said earlier, do you have a specific routine when practicing for a race? I suppose I do. My objective is to learn the circuit, so I'll drive around the circuit, get the basics, and then yeah, I'll be pushing for a top lap, so I'll go as fast as I can on every corner and I fly off, and then I think, right, that's as quick as I can go. Now I'm going to start settling down to consistency, so you know that within reason you've found the best you can do. That's my basic sort of structure to attack, and it's different for everybody. Different people have different ways of attacking a race that suits them and their style. Some people are really good at hot lapping and they're good at the one lap, but they can't consistently put it together. Some people can't adapt a strategy, so it really depends on you as a driver. No idea what time Daytona starts live wire, no idea. Because of course we've got Daytona, we've got WRC, some of you may be watching Formula E. But no, when it comes to Tokyo, I do like a couple of the Tokyo races, but you know, it really depends. This week's Tokyo race for me is like you say, unless you're like starting in pole position. You know, if you're starting in pole position and you're really good at that track, you'll do really well because nobody can overtake anyone. It makes it much better. Cruising for 4 minutes. That's all right. I'm reading your questions. So Saturday, bit of Gran Turismo driving. This is always such a tricky circuit. You know, but in this car with these tyres, it's really tricky. So in the race, I'll be using traction control on 1, and then as the race goes on, I'll probably go to 2 if I don't have anyone close to me, because it makes a big difference to the stability of the car in race conditions. And in a race, there's always a lot more going on than there is on a hot lap, and also sometimes on a hot lap you're tippy-toeing around in a way that you can't when you've got like you might need to respond to a mistake or a braking point, and you can spin out very easily with no traction control. There's very little warning that anything's going to happen, so you have to learn how to do the lap with traction control off. So I'll do some of the lap race with it on number 1, and then I'll switch to some of the race to do it on number 2, sort of the latter half of the circuit, which is slower, but it's more consistent, and at the end of the day we're after a bit of consistency if we can. as you can see, traction control doesn't save you that much, only a little bit, but just now and again, just protects you. Go-Kart saying, what's your favourite track in Gran Turismo? Oh, that's a difficult question. That's a difficult question. I used to like Trial Mountain quite a lot. In the original Gran Turismo, I used to like Deep Forest quite a bit. In this game, I haven't decided yet. Ooh, there's so many tracks in it. You know, it's really difficult to say which one I like the best. I mean, I like a couple of the Tokyo ones. I do like those Tokyo ones, the ones that we started with, Outer Loop or something, East Outer Loop, something like that. I do enjoy those. They give a good sense of speed, but obviously with wall riding and stuff like that, they're not as much fun sometimes to race as they are for me to drive. This is a track I've never been particularly good at, but I'm trying to improve on it basically, because it is an important circuit to be good at, and it is one that's important to Gran Turismo. Right, race is starting in just a minute, guys. I'm going to be straight back. Okay, so I come back to find it's placed me 15th on the grid. What a disaster. This feels utterly pointless for me now, doesn't it? I'm just not going to get anywhere. I will do my best. I will do my best and see where we end up from 15th. I mean, on the bright side, unbelievable. Look at these. Look at that guy, 7 minutes 31. I mean, how on earth do you do that? I don't even know how that's even possible, honestly. I don't even know how that's even possible. So, this is basically impossible for me. Oh well. I'll do my best, guys. Anything better than 15th is better than 15th. This means driver down, unfortunately, driver rating down. Somebody has quit. 2 people have quit. I'm not surprised. I kind of feel like I should have quit, frankly. But we'll get on with it. We'll see where we end up. It's all a learning experience. I don't know how we managed the 7 minutes 31 lap time though. It's just, what is that all about? I mean, I think I lost about 2 or 3 seconds. 7:39 would be where I'm at my maximum. That's crazy. Well, we'll do our best. This is going to be the one race of the day then, I think. So what do we want to do? So our objective now is we're not going to win this. Our objective is to have a clean race now. We just don't want to crash into anybody. And my driver ranking took a bit of a hit the other day when I did a couple of races on here. Well, I wasn't starting so low, funnily enough. It wasn't starting me right at the back like that. I wonder why it's putting me in such a big lobby. It's not giving me a chance to even get anywhere. It's because I'm an S rank now, isn't it? It's just said, right, you must be good, so we're going to put you at the back. Oh well. Let's do our best, guys. I have no chance. Thanks, Mark. I don't want to get caught up in these guys. This is not a good situation in front of me. Oh, man. Just lifting a bit. This is tricky. This red car seems to be holding up the green one really badly, and they're going to come together. It will happen. I don't really want to be too close to them when it happens. So I don't want to get taken into it. Damn it. Don't know why it's giving me an SR down. I didn't do anything wrong. It's very strange. He's going to do me down straight. So I get an SR down and a DR down. Yeah, I see that Mad Max, but there's really not much point now. Just let him by. It's only going to cause an accident. Shit, he was braking very early. Oh, well, not much I can do about that. Oh well, not much we could do there. It was just a, like you say, you can only overtake 2 or 3 of these guys. They're quicker than I am. So 10th place, best I can do really. Right, that is and that gives me a driver rating down, which is nice. Brilliant. Let's take a look at the old driver rating just to see how it's damaged me. And we'll have a look. Driver rating down. So pointless, just pointless racing. There's just no point in racing, is there? It's so frustrating. I want to do races, and all it does is rate you down in every single race. So I just find that very frustrating that when you start on the grid and you improve against better players, that it just rakes you down. Yeah, it's very strange. I find that so frustrating. Oh well then, that's that then. I'm just going to do some practice then for the FIA, I guess. So we'll just jump in here. That's too boring actually. We'll do a bit of the McLaren. I'm very disappointed because I come on here and I really want to do lots of races. But what happens is that if I get too many races like that, where it decides to put me at the back instead of near the front, then all it's going to do is give me a rubbish driver rating, basically. And I'm not going to get a 2-minute 31 lap. You know what? I want to take a look at how that guy got that lap, because I still don't know how you get a 2:31 lap on that course. It's like 12 seconds a lap quicker. Let's have a look. Look at that, 7:25. I mean, for me, that's just on another level. Let's just have a look. I've got to see how they do this, because I don't even have a clue how they do this. Because what's strange is that I always find people do these incredible lap times, and then you get into a lobby like that lobby there, where all these people are like 4-5 seconds a lap quicker, and you beat them. And you're like, well, you know, they don't seem to be that quick, and yet they've set much quicker lap times. You think, how on earth did you get round in that time? If I was doing 7-minute 25s, you wouldn't see me for dust. I mean, I'd just be gone. Let's have a look. I just think it's frustrating. I think the way. Thanks, Mark. I just think it's frustrating the way you like you say, you start on the grid. You know, if you start in 10th and you make it to 6th, you know, once you're up against good players. All right, let's get the old info up first. So, same gear as me. Right, there's nothing different there. So we'll wait and see. As soon as I see something different, I'll point it out. So he's staying in 3rd there. I do 2nd. Mounting more of the 2nd curb. Staying in 3rd. I do that 2nd. What is that all about? It's just jumping. That's what I mean. I don't even know how that is even possible. That's crazy. I want to see that again. Whenever I touch the grass, I just fly off. Whatever. Neutral during a shift, yeah. It's like nothing you can do, is there? You know, you just so frustrating. 2nd there. So the two main areas are the gear change, staying in 3rd, and jumping over the grass. This is going to be an interesting corner. I want to see how he throws it in. Braking at the same point roughly. Taking the same curb. I go down to 2nd there, but he's staying in 3rd. 2nd. So it's down 3 seconds in that opening sector, which I can see that. Can't replicate it, but I can see it. So he's staying in 3rd, and I was doing that in 2nd. Wow. Okay. I don't understand. I don't understand like how he did that corner without being on the brakes so much. There's like secret techniques to games like this. This is which the top guys always know, which they don't tell anybody. And it's how they use the gas and throttle. But also, what are they doing when they're not on the brake? Because it's like there, you're slowing, but you're not on the brake. Deceleration of the car isn't accounting for that. Ah, yeah. That's quite an important moment. Let's just go back there again. Fifth. Fourth. It carries quite a bit more speed through there. That's quite risky though, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I see the shift to business. It's changes to the whole body language of the car, doesn't it, really? I think what I find frustrating about the matchmaking system is the fact that it chooses where to place you on the grid based on your time. And for me, for some reason, it's always placing me last on the grid. Like the last 2 weeks, I'm always last on the grid or second to last. And I think to myself, well, you could easily place me in a lobby where there's, you know, I could be higher with the same rank. But it's choosing to just do that, which is a bit frustrating. Actually, there was one bit I missed there while I was talking. Staying in third there. Leary on the exit though, isn't it? Staying in third here as well. I went down to second. He went quite wide there, off the edge of the curb. Often that would take you out. Staying in third there as well, that's interesting. Getting a bit of gravel and it's not affecting him. It's interesting how he's driving this, because there's a lot of things he's doing which, if I put wheels on the grass like that, I would normally be all over for me. Wow, look at that. Staying in fourth there, that was interesting, wasn't it? Staying in fourth. Well, we'll try and replicate this, viewers, and see if we can improve a bit, but anything less than 7 minutes 39 is pointless, I think it's fair to say. I didn't think a 7 minute 42 was too bad. Look at that. So he's already in fifth. Let's see when he changes to sixth. Doesn't. Keeps it in fifth. It's interesting. Oh no. Quite late change. Goes here, that's it. Alright then. Okay. That's interesting. So now we'll try again with a bit of practice, viewers, and we'll see if it's worth it. If not, I might play a different game. So rankings. Time trial. I should put paint job on my car, really, shouldn't I? But one of these days I will. Let's try it. Let's try the third gear. Brum brum. Let's go. Yep, Rob just did a 7:42. Good time. You know, it's like where I am basically. You know, it's inconceivable. These other laps that we're just looking at, inconceivable. But we're going to try again. I can't remember if you did second or third in that first corner. Don't know if you did second or third. Oh, well, never mind. I'll do it in second. Seems a bit slow for third. That's right. Just trying to get my run right. A lot going through the head, see, so. Yeah, it's just that Jonathan. It is interesting, the handling. I mean, how I don't know. It's because they change the parameters every race anyway. Sometimes they have real slippery grass, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they have racing lines that you can go off the track practically. And let's see how we get on then. Stay in third. Missed the third gear will change it a lot, I think. No. See, what's different there is he was riding the curbs in a different gear, and this is a whole different art to driving the track, basically, to see if I can replicate it. I don't know if I can actually be bothered, honestly. I'm getting into a kind of point here of where I'm never going to beat the top players. What's the point? I don't have the time. I don't want to get roped into doing 2,000 laps of circuit just to do a better time. I was kind of hoping it would matchmake me with a sort of midfield sort of pace rather than constantly matching me with like ludicrously fast lap times. Nah, I can't. That's not working. We'll have a few restarts, and I'm going to just drive it as I want to. I don't think learning in third gear is too much for me right now. It means changing all of my braking points, and what he's got is he was coming out of corners with wheel spin that and speed that I can't do. So I'm coming out of a second gear corner in third, and I'm not going to get the speed. It's just no point. But I guess there's some elements that if I just push harder, we'll see what I can get. No, it's not working. What's my brake bias at? There we are. No. Yeah, I was trying to change my style a bit, but it's not happening. I should just drive with my normal style. I was comfortable a minute ago. get my, if I can get a 7 minutes 40 or a 7:39, it's something. But 7:31, I mean, that's like alien times to me. Enough Nürburgring for today. I'm going to do something else, I think. Have a look at something else just to do some laps on and have a break from that. I'm never going to... It's just pointless. I think that's the problem I'm finding with these races now. It's just pointless. I'm going into races and I'm like, where am I going to find 10 seconds? I'll have to do 50 laps of that course to try and find like 5 seconds. It's just pointless. I was kind of hoping that the ranking system would rank us in a kind of, you know, mix it up a bit. You know, it could rank me top 5, it could rank me bottom 10, but to rank me on a 742 on the back row of the grid every single race, it's just pointless at the moment. And I'm just haven't got the time to. It's frustrating because I want to do streams with races rather than just knocking around at the back. But it's like this course, you know, I didn't even know this course the other day, and people have been playing it since 2017, and I think I haven't got the time to learn on a year of racing experience on this course. And the same with Panorama. We can have a little practice on this. But again, here it's we've just reached this point now where we'll drive our McLaren, a trusty McLaren. It's reached the same point. It's like knocking off 5 seconds a lap. It's not even gonna. I don't even know where I'm going wrong. I went through the whole lap the other day and thought, well, I did the right gear on the right corner. I was even having good exit times, and yet don't seem to manage it. Very frustrating. Hello Dennis, thanks for subscribing. I'm quite frustrated right now. That's if Dennis is even watching, actually. Dennis could just be watching a rally video. I never really think of it like that, do I? I suppose. Right, let's crack on. Let's just try a little look with the McLaren. I've never driven the McLaren around this circuit. Don't know where the braking points are yet, so I think that's the problem though, isn't it? It's like with esports, you know, if they just put you in races with the best in the world people, you just got no chance, have you? You know, and I think that's it's fine in the FIA races, because in FIA you actually have to qualify live. I like that, because you qualify there and then. Keep forgetting this McLaren doesn't like curbs. And it doesn't like... Oh, Dennis is watching. Yay! Often people are subscribing, and I never really thought about it that minute, but often they might be watching a rally video or something. The rally on this game is a bit random, isn't it? It's not... You know, it's an arcade thing. It's really weird that it's even in the game. I think this is a good example for me of going around Bathurst why I don't do the laps here. I'm just not quick enough, basically. It's just not quick enough for me to get around. Oh, jeez. No. Let's just try a different car, because the McLaren just doesn't like that course. The trouble with the McLaren, Rob, is that it just doesn't drive very well without traction control. I raced it the other day, and one of the problems with it is when it hits a curb, it just spins out, like without warning. And sometimes it just spins out without warning anyway. It's a very strange car to drive without traction control. One that's okay without traction is this one. We'll try this. And the Corvette's okay as well, I think, relatively. This and the Corvette are planted. But the McLaren is a very strange car. I found even on traction control setting 1, it would spin out without warning. And that's when I have to set it up, because I say no. Because in a race, I know that I'm going to turn into a corner, and kind of what you saw there's going to happen, to spin out. I'm going to think, well, don't even know why it's doing it, basically. Right, let's try again with this car on course. Let's try it, and we'll turn track control off on this car, because I think it's certainly better. Okay, let's see how we get on this time. That's the wrong braking point. Understeer. Got to remember all this, and then next time at least I'll be able to remember the basics. Understeer and then oversteer. Right, okay. How very strange. Right. This is the bit where I don't know how to stop the car sliding. Strange. It's like you've got to brake at that downhill section there. You can brake here and get rid of that time, can't you? Yep. Tyres. I think the tyres are set up. What do we got? Can we change? I don't think we can change the tyres. So I think it's just set to hard, isn't it? Basically. Let's have a check. Oh no! For some reason it set me on hard, and I can go on soft. So I don't know why I did that, because it was set up okay. Try again. It's a lot to learn, this track. There's so many little quirks to it, isn't there? You know, once you've done it, I'm sure, and it clicks one day, it might seem straightforward. Yeah, weird. Set me up on the hard tyres, because I'm sure I checked a few days ago, but beat my time anyway, down to a 2:04, and I broke too early here because I was braking where the hard tyres were needed. So I was doing 2:06s on the hard tyres. Which means, I don't know what car I did that in. I did that in the Corvette, the 206. Let's try again. See if we can improve our lap. Ah, damn. Didn't get the rotation right then. Let's back out of that and try a different car. So, am I in PS4 mode or comparison mode on my wheel? Oh, I wouldn't know what that is, Michael. Sorry. Is it? I've no idea what that is. Let's try with the Corvette, see how we get on with this. And it's always starting me on the hard tyres, so I just assumed that the tyre regulations were hard. There you go. So, how strange. How strange. Oh, you know, because what I want to do for you guys in streams is I want to do racing and competitive racing. I mean, eventually we'll get to setting up lobbies and stuff like that. We haven't got there yet, basically, because over the past few months I've mainly been getting this streaming set up. I'm still beginner streamer, you know. I mean, you know, you young kids watching, you know about your fangled dangled technology. I'm just a player. This streaming lark is far too complicated. Right, let's see how we get on with the Corvette. Oh, that doesn't help our lap, but whatever. Close. Oh, that's right. Goodness me, tyres, of course. They've put the wrong tyres on. You know what? I went into that corner, I hit the brakes, and you saw the back end stand out. And I thought, cool, this is quite a slidey car to drive. There. So my 206s were probably not terrible with hard tyres, I guess. Now I've got to try and get into the mode again. Let's try again. Nightbot for you. I've got to do all that stuff, you know. I've got to sort out all the moderation stuff, and we've got a lot to do at Team VV over the next couple of months, though, because we want to relaunch our Patreon. We need to get a support club so that we can basically afford to run the channel, basically, because it's all expensive to run these days. I stayed in third that time. I don't even know if I should or not. Let's see how we get on. Let's concentrate on a lap. No, too late. Let's try again. Trying to find the breaking point there is really important because you can lose a lot of time just on that point. Got to get the car rotating though, otherwise you're just going to be hanging around the outside and you'll lose like a second of lap time. Right. Should have stayed in third, I guess. Or better that time. On the power too quickly. Ruin the slap. Try in third. Gained more time in third. Damn, went a bit wide there. See if we can improve here. Still not quick enough though, really. Because what it'll do is it'll put me last on the grid probably. So this is the problem when you rank up, isn't it? Is that it's all well and good ranking up, but then you're permanently ranked with ridiculously good people who are that's a shame. That curve just decided no, it's going to spit me out again. Oh, second gear there, I think. Right, so we're making some improvements, aren't we? As I say, this is all Gran Turismo is now. It's kind of a... It's not worth me actually racing until I get sort of a 2-minute lap, is it? I can't wait till we're back on the FIA races this coming week. Then we've got some proper racing again. We've got people doing live qualifying. None of this 2,000 laps quali business. It's all going to be, you know, 10 minutes, get it done, or else. You know, pressure adds so much more to the room when you've got all that going on. Let's see, can we get any better than that? Oh, that was the wrong thing to do. Mad Max is just talking about streams there. I'll just have a look. Give the Mustang a go. I actually haven't got the Mustang. Have a look at the old budget as well. Maybe third is better there actually though. Seemed to get me out the corner better, didn't it? Oh. Oh. Ah. A break for a minute, I think. I need a break for a minute. It's just like, what have we been driving for an hour and a half? Need a little break. Oh, I think it's just like an hour of frustration sometimes. Just want to do some racing. So, about setting up streams, making moderators on Twitch, chat type, yeah. Yeah, that's right. I mean, right now, I mean, it's a shame there's no restream moderator. Because I've got multiple chats going, so we've got Twitch and you know everything at the moment. Oh, yeah, I mean that car's actually quite easy to drive. That car, it's just for me, it's just like so much to learn. Do you know what I mean? You're up against guys who have done like. I only started racing this course like 2 weeks ago when it was in a weekly something or other, and it's like, oh, it's so much hassle. Do you know, I might just play something else. What I've got here, I've got a couple of other games to play. One of these days, I've got this game here. Oh, can we see it? Can we see it? There we go, viewers. Ridge Racer. Going to play that one of these days on the PlayStation. I've got, oh, it's a bit busted up now, but I've got my original Wipeout. There it is, all busted up, but that's an original Wipeout. Last week I was playing a bit of this, a bit of Doom. Doom, if anybody played Doom. Cracking game. Still see where the Computer Exchange sticker was on the front, just because obviously I was too budget to be able to afford the games at full price. Above the gear now. So CRN, is that shifting before it starts flashing then, sort of thing? You would short shift essentially. Alright, I'll have a look at the Mustang, Rob. I can probably drive it, it's just it's not the driving, it's the lap time. I just can't get the qualifying lap. It's like, I know it's going to start me at the back, and it's like, oh, if I'm not starting in like top 6, there's just no point, because I'm just going to, the FIA races start on Wednesday, and I just want to keep my rank now, so I don't really want to race again now. If I'm not going to improve my rank, there's no point in me racing now. So, but I will have a look at the Mustang, which does trouble is I don't know which version of the Mustang I need. How much money have I got? Got quite a bit of money. So I don't really want to spend it all though, just in case, because you know how it is with these Nations Cup races. They suddenly land that you need this car, and that car costs like $1 million. You're like, oh blimey, I've got to save $1 million, grind it for a day. That's why I don't want to spend too much. Okay, CRN, I'll look at that. Tell you what, it's tiring stuff. I'm also on the games channel. I am gonna go through a bit more of that as well, a bit more Ace Combat, because I've got Ace Combat. Gonna go through a bit more of that next week. I'm going to be doing a preview in the next few days of motocross, Monster Energy Supercross. I'm going to be doing some streaming for Monster Energy Supercross as well. Going to be streaming some multiplayer, me and Kevin. That's going to be fun. We're going to have our new chap Tom hopefully joining us on that, and hopefully Tom will be showing a bit of Monster Energy Supercross. Being British and playing an American Monster Energy Supercross is going to be interesting, because we're going to get nothing right, and my American viewers are quite particular about the names of jumps and certain skills in Supercross. I've already got the game, but I'm not allowed to actually show it to you guys yet, so that hopefully we'll be able to show that in the next few days. But the preview, I can show a preview when I've edited it, so that will be coming. So that's a what's that? GR3 Group 3. Oh, what's it giving me for my gift? Hang on, it's giving me a car I already own. The cheapest one there. No? Yes. Oh, oh. Do you see? It teased me the Enzo Ferrari and then said, no, you can have the Lancia Delta. I think I've already got 3 of them. I thought for a moment there it might actually give me a nice car I don't already own. I kind of wish it would take that into account, you know. Let's have a look then. Let's see. I suppose we could do one more race, but I just don't want to put my driver ranking down at this stage. America. Or what do we? Oh, not after a Corvette, we're after Mustang. Sorry. America. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Mustang. So that's the one we need. 450,000 million credits. Looks nice, doesn't it, with that body kit? I would like one of those. Your birthday, you got an Enzo. Oh, see, that's nice of them, isn't it? When they give you something nice on your birthday like that. I suppose there's no harm in owning one, is there? I may as well just buy it. 450,000 credits. What's this one? How much is that? God, they're expensive, aren't they, these cars? I'm going to leave it for now. I'm not going to buy it now. Because the reason why I'm not going to buy it now is because I want to keep some money in my account until when I've got 2 million plus, I'll buy it. There is no point to me to racing the spending it, because I'm just a bit worried that if in Nations Cup, because the other day when the Nations Cup, like 3 weeks ago, they suddenly landed the McLaren on us, which was 3.6 million credits, and I had to grind for basically 3 days. Didn't stream it. It's just me racing, just to earn enough money. And I just don't want to be in a situation where it says you need this like future supercar and it's 2 million credits. until I've got there. But at least I know now. Thanks for that, Rob. Let's see if we can find a car that has some stability to it. I don't know. Is it worth it? Don't think it's worth it at this stage. I'm too tired. Don't know why, but my loading time seems to be taking longer and longer here. This isn't quite right, is it? Oh, I think it's crashed. Okay. Let's get back in. I did play the Grand Tour game the other day, by the way. I can't stream it because there's too much risk of copyright things. We put a little team chat up about it. It's an interesting concept, actually. If they'd done it properly, I mean, if they had, what do I think about Xenon Racer? I think Xenon Racer has nice visuals, but I'm really quite concerned about the handling. We've got the podcast actually going up tomorrow. It was meant to have gone up on Wednesday, but I only got it finished today. So the podcast will go up tonight, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, hello World Racing. Yeah, the podcast will go up tomorrow, and Xenon Racer looks all right, but you know, I know a lot of you guys aren't interested in it, okay, as games go, and I know it's not for a lot of you here, but I still stand by the fact that I love Redout. Redout is amazing, and on the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro, 60 frames solid. That is a game. That is a game, I tell you. MX I just never really play. Tiny Tracks was interesting. They did a update after launch, but that was it. But all I'm playing at the moment is these few here. Horizon Chase was fun enough, but for some reason when I did a stream on it, it just bombed basically. Nobody wanted to watch it, which I think is a bit of a shame because it's got a nice arcade vibe about it. If any of you guys do want to see it, let me know. I wouldn't mind a change from pounding Gran Turismo, just doing failing laps at the moment. And of course I played far too much Star Wars Battlefront. Unbelievable amount of time put into that. Yeah, I mean, I've played Reddit. I have to admit, I played Redout on VR, and it's Wipeout on VR is a different handling game. I'm not keen on Wipeout and Mega. See, I'm not keen on the handling. The handling of that game is better, makes it better for VR. Right, let's concentrate then. We'll do a bit of something else maybe, because all I'm doing is time trials. So I'm going to practice a little bit on these instead, because I know it's important to practice on these. Because I've got this race coming up on the 30th. They're both on the 30th. I kind of wish they were on different days in a way, because it's I like to race one properly. Let's do a bit of the exhibition series. And no, oh, does that show the whole championship schedule? Will, won't it? Oh, well, it's crashed again. Okay. All right. So we're having a few technical problems. I'll just get out of that. Just close the application. Try again. Boom. So we're having some technical problems here, viewers. Should be going again in just a moment. I know you love a bit of Saturday afternoon technical problems, but no, Xenon Racer, talking a bit about that, looks interesting. I look forward to playing it, but I'm not sold on the handling I've seen so far. Got Dirt Rally coming out soon, so hopefully we'll get our hands on Dirt Rally soon. See how that's coming along. We had the trailer, didn't we, for what was it? WRC 8 the other day, which was interesting. I wish I could preview a scene on here so we could take a look at it, but we'll do that in the future. WRC8 actually has a really nice looking trailer. If you haven't seen it, do check it out. And if you haven't seen it, I'll send you a link to the website which has all the details on. And let me know what you guys think of it. Let's see. Check it out. WRC8. All the screenshots. Boom. I haven't been on the forum for a couple of weeks. I've got to get back on the forum as well. So I will get back on the Team VV forum. So yeah, that's a link to WRC8. It's coming out in September. And they've had 2 years to work on this one, which is a year longer than they usually have. And you can already see radical difference in terms of the graphics. You know, people are concerned about the handling already. I just think it's way too early to even talk about that, because quite often, especially in early builds, the physics aren't always present in the replays. So you'll see a car handling a certain way, but I think the best example is Sebastian Loeb Rally, which had, I thought, dreadful looking replays, and the physics in game were like 100 times better than they just weren't demonstrated in the replay. It was like a toy car going around. And there was so much depth to it that unfortunately never got noticed because the audio was so bad, and it ran at 30 frames on console, which looked quite shoddy. And it's a real shame that, you know, let's hope WRC manages 60 frames, because if it doesn't, it's not really going to do them any good. They really need to hit that 60 frames in line with other major sports. So do check that out in terms of those links. And I'm going to jump on and do a bit more now. Just needed a break from the driving because it's quite intense. Oh, that was it. I was going to look at the... Let's not do that because it crashed. Let's see what crazy times the top guys are doing. 152. I have no chance. These guys... Let's have a look. Is anyone else in the McLaren? No. No one's in the McLaren, are they? So I'm racing for McLaren. So I would have a look at his replay, because why not? Let's look at the fastest replay. Gives us something to look at. Take these off for a minute. This was an interesting circuit to learn the other day. I don't generally like doing backward tracks personally. It's something I've never been keen on. There's so many tracks, some tracks, especially Gran Turismo tracks, just feel right the right way they were designed. Right, let's see. So not massively different through there. I mean, obviously he's in a different car. He can ride the curves. I can't do that, you see. My car won't allow me to. It goes right down there, doesn't it? Really gobbling up the curb there. I notice these top players always use all the track, you know, and some. Really good exit as well, right on the line. It's tough. It's tough competing with these guys. So downhill, 5th. He doesn't shift down at all. He's got a 5th for your car. So, and look, he's using all the curve, and I can't do that. My McLaren won't allow me to do that. Ah. Right, let's try it. Let's see what Lightning's doing. Was he in a McLaren? I didn't see. Right. Let's have a look. So I'm a 158, so I'm still a way off yet. Oh, that's a McLaren 650S GT3. What do I drive? Am I driving the same car? I must be. See, I don't even keep up with the car I'm driving. Right. Let's see how he gets on. because I'll be quite interested to see, because that chap was going right over the curbs and the corners, and I was trying that the other day and my car just didn't like it. Yeah, the top guys really know, don't they? They know where you can nibble corners and apexes, and where you can nibble a bit of grass and not lose any time, whereas the rest of us are sort of doing it in a more realistic fashion sometimes. Let's see how he gets on. Oh. Oh. Third, it's fine. Fourth, yeah, same. See, so he wasn't going over as much curb there. That was interesting. Lightning is so quick, isn't it? It's unbelievable speed. Unbelievable speed. Fifth gear already, nibbling that corner. Lifting a bit, you see. That's fine, keeping traction. Using a curb on the outside, that third. Oh, and a bit of second. Okay, that's interesting. Different line there. Wow, they make it look so easy, these guys, didn't they? He's staying in fifth, not touching sixth gear. That's interesting. Fourth, went over the curb. Wow, and there, amazing. He's not using traction control. I don't even know how this is possible. Whenever I went over those curbs, the car would just spin me out. This is challenging, viewers. Let's go back again. I want to see that corner. My mind's comprehending too much here. So going through there, over the curbs, third gear, fourth gear. Second. It's interesting. Touching second gear. Wish me luck, guys. The racing next week is going to be I'm probably going to be starting at the back anyway, so I'll do my best to work my way through the field. The funny thing is, whenever I do these races, I generally always improve. It's very rare that I don't improve in a race. Makes it look so easy, doesn't he? Right, let's try again. Let's try again. Let's see how we get on this time. Okay, so get into this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's show these guys how it's done. Great looking car though. Great looking car. So what racing games are you guys looking forward to right now? Let me know what games you guys are looking forward to. Absolutely, Rob. I mean, it's like crazy, crazy speed these guys have got. Oops. Oh, right. Oh. No, I haven't put my gloves on. Need my gloves. Magic gloves. Hold on. Without the magic gloves, nothing's going to work. Right. Okay. Haven't quite got the racing line around there yet. Let's try again. This is all about it, and then next week we get the racing, and SG came, what's still got F1 2019. Yeah, I mean, we won't see any of that for some time. Likely that will be shown in June, and if we manage to get some footage, we will try. But big pressure on Codemasters now. The esport thing has really kicked things off for F1. Tyres, oh yes, have I looked at the tyres? Let's just have a little look. I don't think, oh, you can use soft. So I did my laps on a medium. Ah, that would have changed things, wouldn't it? Super GT, hello viewer. Hello viewer. Right. Getting on well with the wheel. Good to see there, Steve. I knew you'd adapt quickly, and you know, like you say, it's just changing that mindset, really, isn't it, for racing? Let's try again. Got that wrong. Ah. Next race driver grid. Yeah, what's going to happen with race driver grid? I think you've got the next one coming out on the Nintendo Switch, which is going to be Grid Autosport. Completely offline there. So okay, we'll get this together. We'll get it together. Work it out, and then we'll try and find some speed. It's so difficult, that corner, because it's off camber in the way you're braking into it. Back end just wants to step out. I think I want to sort of trail brake my way in there somehow, just so. Second gear around there, maybe. Oh, I'm in second and I thought I was in third. Oh well. Let's restart. Just no point finishing the lap because we're so far down. It has been an unsuccessful day today, Steve. An unsuccessful day. Unsuccessful racing on the Nordschleife. It's not happening for me at the moment. But FIA races this week, and I know they're going to be 1,000,000 times more difficult than anything I've faced so far. There are days when just nothing comes together, and I've just had a few of those days on GT where it's just like anything that can go wrong does seem to go wrong. Let's retry again, but let's alter the traction control to 1 and see if we get anywhere here. Because I know that I'm not quick enough. It's just a 1 lap, isn't it? But I want to see if we can try and improve it. That was done obviously with a medium tyre, so we know we've got a 156 in us, 155. Try and improve here. Commit to this. Still not where we want to be. Lost a lot of time, I felt, in the last section of that lap. I got that completely wrong. Understeered all the way around the outside. What is it with me and touching a blade of grass? Okay, it wasn't going to let me get anywhere then, was it? That is a bad place to crash. When you've got traction control on, don't try doing that with traction control on. Let's turn traction control off. No, I've not given up on GT Sport in terms of the FIA races, S&B. I was doing a FIA practice earlier this week. I did a race earlier, but I sort of demonstrated why. I think one of my issues, S&B, was the fact that, like I did earlier, it just keeps putting me on the back row of the grid in every race. I'm in the back row, and it's like it's just not even possible for me to get anywhere now. Alright, I'm going to get my head into this and do some consistent laps, but first I want to try with traction control off, see if we can get a 154. Let's see if we can get a 154. Right, stop there. Right, with that I'll be straight back, viewers, and then we'll see if we can get that time. Okay, viewers, let's get stuck in. Right, no promises I can even drive this with no traction control. Don't have a clue where to brake there yet, so I'll learn that one. Well, too much curb. It's a blind turn for me from this viewpoint, so I have to kind of determine where it's going to be before I get there, basically. Let's see. It's good research though. This is good research for racing, because you're just understanding the course a little bit differently every time. Got that completely wrong. Not a good first sector anyway, but no, wide. So we're losing like loads of time there. There it is. I will keep trying. Well, nothing you can do about that. Let's restart. So now I know not to go over that curb because it's too unpredictable. That's the problem with something like that. It's not predictable. Do you know what I mean? It's not like when I go over it, I think, oh, that's going to take me out. It just happens, and then you're like, right, why did it take me out? I don't know, so I'm going to avoid it. And that's the problem with driving some cars more than others, especially in this manufacturer series, because and we've gone completely late on the braking that time. Oh, it's infuriating, isn't it? Trying to just find one braking point and not knowing where it is. Well, I think that's it for now, viewers. I'm going to do something else, actually. I'm going to play something else. I've had enough of laps. It's not happening for me today. I want to do racing. That's what I want to do. Maybe I should look at open lobbies or something. I want to do some racing without all this practicing. It's not fun for me. I just want to see how I get on and go from there. But if I practice hard, I can get a 154, but I'm not going to get better than that. I'm never going to get into the 152s like the best in the world. What do they have? I've never played online in a lobby in this game. I don't know what it's like. Does it affect your ranking? Does it affect your driver ranking in these lobbies? I don't know. Maybe I'll just play something else. I'm going to play something else, viewers. I'm going to play a different game. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to play a bit of Doom. Those of you who want to see a bit of Doom, tune into the stream. I'm going to play a bit of Doom. I'm going to play a bit of that. Just chill out for a minute. Enough lap times for today. It's so frustrating. I just want to race. I just want to race and not be on the back row of the grid in every single race. I think that's the thing that's... I don't know if anyone... any regular racers know that if you're entering a lobby, sometimes people, they set up the game and then people quit. Does that affect your driver or sportsmanship rating? Does anyone know that? So for example, if I went into a lobby and it was placed me on the back row, would I be safe? Would I be safe? That's the question. That's the question I'm interested to know. And because I might now and again just do that, and then that would really help my ranking, because quite a few times I've been on the back row now and I thought to myself, do you know what, I have no chance, and I still managed to overtake 5 people just by playing it safe, basically, which is kind of what I'm hoping to do in the I mean, I might be crashing off a lot there, but it's because I'm pushing. Little lifts here and there would avoid the bits of grass, and when you're racing you're always lifting a little bit. You're actually not as quick generally until you sort of zone into it. Let's see. Let's see now. No. Right, what I'll do then is I'm going to shoot off, guys, and I'm going to go to the Team VV Games channel, and I'm going to play a bit of Doom. I'm gonna have a bit of a break. I'm gonna play a bit of Doom or something less stressful, I think, rather than all this sort of serious driving. Oh, don't want to get roped into doing a million laps. That's my plan. Otherwise, it's just going to be esport murder, basically. And I can't get into that. Right, that's it for now, viewers. I'm going to go off to the Team V Games channel. If you want to see a bit of me playing a bit of Doom or something a bit more relaxing for me, I'm going to be playing a bit of Doom. I don't really have anything else on here to play, so I'll see what else is on here as well. I don't know what else I've got on here actually before I go. Yeah, I'm going to play a bit of Doom, something relaxing. Bit of that. And then that'll be it. Right. That's it for now then, viewers. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for watching. I wasn't able to do the racing I wanted to do, but let's just check the channel. So I'm going to be streaming in a few minutes on this channel. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Hold on. Let's put this up. There we go, and there we go. There will be all of 10 viewers on this next stream, because unfortunately we don't have many subscribers on it. But do tune in, be one of those 10, and say hello, and I'll do something else. Right, that's it from me. As ever, more soon.